YouTube is basically the best and the biggest funnel for your business, basically starting today. So what is a funnel? I mean, obviously, most people watching this probably knows what a funnel is, but it's essentially that you do your first touch with people and then they continue seeing you repeatedly until they're ready to purchase whatever product you're selling, whether it's getting YouTube subscribers or selling a product or selling a service, whatever the end bottom part of the funnel is. Or maybe you're an e-com brand and you need to repeatedly show people your candle until eventually they purchase said candle. That's basically what a funnel is. I can't think of another better funnel than YouTube. YouTube is the biggest funnel that there is. I guess you can make an argument for TikTok or whatnot, but it just depends on your audience. For me personally, I wouldn't prioritize TikTok as a funnel because I find with shorts content, a lot of the people that engage with shorts content are not the ideal person that I want to interact with. I want to interact with people in the filmmaking and content space and business owners particularly interested in content. So it's kind of an overlap community, right? Those people are not typically on TikTok. People on TikTok are ready to waste their time and be served short content feed. So it can work for an e-com brand or a myriad of other brands. But for me specifically, I find that TikTok and shorts are not my ideal persona to pursue. So if we knock shorts out of the way, then YouTube is the number one platform to create a funnel. If you are not creating videos talking about what you do, then you are missing out. You're going to be like, Cam, but it's so costly to hire a video agency and to produce video content and then hire an editor and do all that jazz. Yes. And I have known multiple and worked with multiple very large YouTubers who have gigantic operations. And it costs them a lot of money. Pretty much all the big YouTubers you see have gigantic content teams that you are not seeing behind the scenes at all. There is this kind of like solopreneur opportunity where it's lower editing, more direct to camera, kind of like what I'm doing here. I'm filming on an Osmo Pocket. I always have that linked in the description. It follows you. It's thebomb.com for filming yourself. But these videos will not be edited heavy, which these are not. You could look at these as an example. These take me about an hour each to edit, and maybe however long it takes me to talk. It's harder to do this kind of video if you don't have a lot of knowledge about the topic that you're talking about. I'm talking about things that I am severely interested in and have a lot of knowledge in and have been doing for over a decade. So it is very easy for me to talk about certain topics or talking points for 30 minutes straight while looking into a camera. It's very easy for me to do that. Whatever that might be for you, if it's finance, well then yapping about finance. It's about whatever you find interesting with the intent to funnel people to your business. If you're able to talk to somebody for 30 minutes about your niche and about what you do, then you're probably able to do this style of authentic content. If you produce enough authentic content where people are finding you with these niche videos, you will provide leads for yourself. Probably will not take you too long to edit them and create these videos. And it's probably the best funnel that you can have. It is work. Obviously, you do have to be able to talk about that subject for 30 minutes to an hour and then be able to edit it together. Let's say I'm rather quick with editing because I have a lot of experience, but let's say it takes you 2-3 hours. You could hire somebody, but the goal is with authentic content, with this new resurgence of what I'm calling the authentic solopreneur, the idea is that you want to create this content quickly, efficiently, and create large quantities of it. Maybe even consider uploading daily. If you are able to be top of mind as a voice of knowledge in a field, whatever field that might be for you, if you are able to do that, you are going to be ahead of everybody else. You're going to be ahead of the competition that's not uploading anything, that's not talking about anything, that's not appearing anywhere. They're maybe boosting posts on Facebook with like a little Canva ad, but are they going to go to the person with the Canva ad? Maybe. Canva ads can work. Honestly, I get great results sometimes with just a Canva ad. A Canva ad, a promotion, and some pictures, and boom, you're ready to go. You're ready to be on your way on Facebook and Meta ads. You can just be rocking and rolling. But what if it's not working? Or do you think maybe they're going to go to the person that they see their face every day because they're always uploading? Or the person that is a powerhouse and a wealth of knowledge in that particular field? Let's say you're a bookkeeper and you're just constantly making videos about why you need a bookkeeper and all the different strats and different tax loopholes and things like that, or maybe discussing new laws that are coming out, or whatever topics in your field. I don't know what that is for you, of course. I really am not 100% sure what that strat is, what these talking points are for you in your field. A lot of big YouTubers that you see currently have started their channels creating a niche following about something that was a special interest of theirs. For example, Ryan Trahan, can't pronounce anybody's names, but this guy, I'm sure you've seen his face. He does a bunch of like little storytelling adventure videos, I guess I would call them, and he's really great. He does a great job. His channel started as a running channel, okay? So bro was talking about running track and what shoes to wear before he pivoted into basically having one of the most successful channels on the platform. The other example is Ali. He started because he was a doctor and he was talking about how to pass exams and how to pass different med school tasks and giving people advice and prep for exams. And now he's one of the biggest content YouTubers, basically, where he talks about self-help and content and creating a presence online and a personal brand. So just because you start talking about like a niche subject or building a niche following does not mean that you can't test different videos or try different things later down the line. So if that's of interest to you, maybe you don't care. You're just like, Cam, I just want to get leads for my practice and I don't care about anything else. I have seen a lot of brands that just do not put themselves out at all. They don't have a website. I'm actually in the process of buying a cake for my wedding. You'd be surprised. I am doing a wedding in the middle of the desert, but you'd be surprised at how difficult it is to sometimes get pictures or videos or just even know who the owner of the company is or even know who the owners of the company are. And maybe some people don't care about that, but I find that I certainly do like knowing who I'm interacting with and knowing how they do their thing. It doesn't even have to be a super convoluted video. Honestly, an iPhone video would be great. I'm just curious how they choose their process, how they do their thing. I don't know anything about cake building. I don't know the intricacies of, I don't even know what the certain things are called. You know, there's people that are obsessed with this stuff and they're just on Pinterest and whatever and talking about like naked cake and all these different buzzwords. I don't know what any of that stuff is, personally. But that's just me. Maybe I'm just not into the cake world, but that's an example of like, that would have been perfect opportunity for someone to have content, to talk about it, that I would have seen it on their Instagram, that I would have seen it. Like, you know how fast I would book someone that was informing you about their business, and then it saves them time, by the way. That's one of my ideas with this channel is if you can just see me yapping all the time, then you don't have to ask me any questions because I've already dumped it all on the internet. I have information dumped to you. And so you've already heard everything I have to say about all these different topics. You don't have to, or you just go on my channel and just see what topics interest you the most. And it's like you get to click double speed on my yapping. Or if you're having a conversation with me, you know, like it's like a little bit more convoluted and time consuming and putting me on in the background and putting me on double speed. You know, I feel like it helps the whole buying process of anything, by the way. It's not just service based, it's not just cake or whatever. Like any business benefits from using YouTube and using content as a funnel. You automatically are able to, you're able to speed run having a relationship with someone without having to actually have a relationship with them. For example, me with Alex Ramosi. I don't know him. I've never met him. I probably will never meet him. But I know enough of him to know that I think he knows a lot about business. I think that he has a lot of connections. I think he has a lot of experience dealing with business owners, and I think if I sat down and had a chat with him, it would be really insightful, and there's tons of questions that I would know to ask. Obviously, that's a very big example, and not most people will not interact with Alex Ramosi or anybody like that, right? But it's building a level of trust, and once you have that trust, once you basically capture your audience or capture a community of people that are down to listen to you, then the rest is history, because you can sell them products, you can add them to your mailing list, you can sell them repeat things, you can sell them even courses. They might even buy a course off of you just because they feel like they have a connection with you and like you know what you're talking about. 100% YouTube is a gigantic funnel. You should treat it as such. And most people should just go and start building a personal brand. I know that can be cringy. I know, well, Cam, I don't want to sit in front of a camera. I don't want to yap about anything. That's why starting with something that you're really passionate about or know a lot about is the best, is because you're already by default going to be able to yap about that. Can you talk to somebody for 30 minutes in a row about that subject? If yes, then you should probably make a channel about it. Anyways, that's my thoughts and opinions. And yeah, that's about it. Good luck out there.